Michael. Hello, and welcome to a special episode of Break the Cycle. I hope everyone's having an awesome Saturday afternoon. Man, it's been a rough couple days for some losers out there in Liberty Land. I hope you guys all got to catch the awesome show with Fakertarians yesterday, where they just got absolutely destroyed. It was a thing of beauty. There was just so many beautiful quips and them contradicting themselves. It was amazing. So I figured we needed to do a special show about it today. What do you mean it's not live? Sure it is. Doesn't make any sense. I'm looking at the live chat on my OBS. Are you guys saying that you see nothing? I wonder why. Let me check and make sure. That would be very weird if they're not seeing anything. Somebody's saying it's here now. I'm going to check on it. Let me make sure. Now they're saying it's going. It looks like it's up. Yeah, it's going. They're on here. They're on here. You guys here see us, right? I don't understand why everybody's freaking out, man. Just hold off for a second, they're saying? They're saying it's live. You guys see us, right? Jesus. My goodness. I didn't mess that up. You guys messed that up. But anyways, we had an awesome day yesterday. I wanted to do a follow-up show where it wasn't a bunch of fucking losers screaming at us repeatedly over and over and over again. But I couldn't do the show alone. That just wouldn't make any sense, right? So I decided to bring on the host of Tower Power Hour and the Individualist based King Nick. How you doing, sir? Are you there? How you feeling?
I feel great. What's up, Josh?
What a way to start a show. Slam a beer. Of course, I'm using Mexican beer because it's better than whatever that Bud Light shit you're drinking is.
Well, I wanted to use something different than the Metallica song, being that you're more of a metalcore, hardcore guy like myself. I thought that For Whom the Bell Tolls was very appropriate for the white boy summer vibe that I'm going for, but for a show such as this, we had to up it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So yesterday was wild, dude.
It was hilarious. I have so many emotions, so many positive emotions running through my head right now that it ain't even funny.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It was crazy. So first of all, let's talk about what we both woke up to this morning. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it. I was going to make it my header on Twitter, and he laughed about it. So, but good old Dave Smith woke up. We woke up to a group message from Dave Smith calling us legends, in case you guys were wondering. So there's that. That was cool. Man, how did you even end up on Fakertarians? I started getting random phone calls from the UK, and I'm like,
dude, yeah, that was a dick move. Who that gave your number to the British guy? I told them not to do that. That was before I was on. That was when it was just them with Waldenberger. I told him in the chat, don't do that. That's not cool. You don't give people's numbers out without their permission, even if it's just to one person. But anyway, yeah, so I don't even remember how it happened. I think it was during the time where we were all telling Black Mutualists to go on Not a Podcast. And somebody said, Nick Ashley, go on Fakertarians. And they actually responded and said, I would consider this. And so through some back and forth conversation on Twitter, just not in the DMs or anything, just on the timeline, we talked about it for a little bit. and they were like, all right, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern. I was like, hell yeah, I couldn't turn it down because I knew what I was going to do. I don't think they knew what I was going to do. I don't know if they were prepared for it or not. I don't know how they weren't prepared for it because they know what I'm about. But I was actually a little bit nervous, just to break the wall a little. I was a little bit nervous at first because I was like, oh God, what am I getting myself into? But then whenever I started and they laughed at my entrance, like they actually thought that was pretty funny, I think.
Oh, dude, no. You got so Hudak was dying laughing, right? The weird cat trans species person definitely was not enthused at all. It was like what's going on here? Oh my God.
Is that a beer?
Is that a beer? And I was like, yeah, you're drinking fucking Malibu rum right out of the Malibu container. What's wrong with you?
That's true too. I saw that. I didn't see that until the replay. I don't remember though.
I was just like, for the people that are wondering, that cat's name is actually Christopher Alderson, who's probably is the one that runs the leading Liberty page, who's a complete piece of fucking shit, by the way.
I know who that is. Okay.
Yeah. And I actually confessed some things on that show. I don't know how many people picked it up. But when John was calling me Mr. McGillicuddy or asking me about the libertarian low-key, so when I was running for chair, both times I wrote, one time I wrote an article called The Fight for 75. It was when Nick Sarwark tried to fight for $75 an hour to be a fundraiser for the party while he was the chair. Yeah, which is fucking hilarious, right? $75 an hour. So I actually wrote this whole article called The Fight for 75, where I laid it all out. I talked about how the executive director of the party was like involved in it and all this shit. But I was friends with John Hudak at the time, right? And Hudak used to help me like edit my shit because he's actually a really good writer. He's in law school and all this shit. And he
really is Sarwark Jr., isn't he?
Well, he used to be cool, man. He used to be in the Mises Caucus. He was like a moderator for the page. He used to be a really cool guy. I actually, for those of you who don't know, this is a confession from me. I was one of the first moderators for Fakertarians. I was there when the page started.
Well, did they all become terrible or did you get better?
So when we first started, look, I'm going to give you the whole breakdown on Fakertarians and how it started right now. Okay, so Fakertarians, so we started a page called Dankertarians way back in the day, right? With a bunch of like different kind of ideological people, right? But one of them was this dude, Matt Keno, who was like, he had an ANCAP cat as his profile picture, and he was like a hardcore ANCAP from Michigan, and he was like my good friend. We had been really close, and then my best friend Vinnie Marshall from California, and then Caitlin Cloven, who you met on the show last night, and Lonnie Dupree Jr., who does the Think Liberty Twitter page. We started.
I know who that is. Yep.
Yeah, we started this page called Dankertarians, right? And it was a good page. It was going really good. Well, the Matt kid like decided he was a mutualist, and he kind of started getting weird. But then he was still kind of cool. And then we started Fakertarians to fuck with like Liberty Hangout and some other people. No, we weren't going after any like good libertarians. You know what I mean? And then he decided he was an anarcho-communist, and then he started turning tanky, and then he started attacking Eric July. Right. And I was like, we ain't going after Eric July. This is bullshit. And so I left Fakertarians, and then 4 of us left Dankertarians and started Think Liberty. So we were the ones who started Think Liberty. It was me, Vinnie Marshall, Lonnie Dupree, and Caitlin Cloven, if you can believe that. We started Think Liberty. And Fakertarians just went the way that they're going. You know what I mean? It became this like outlet to attack people who fucking work their ass off, people who have tons of followers. It's like anytime someone gets successful and says one thing that they don't like, they will spend weeks attacking you. So that's the history of Fakertarians. Now, I wrote this article, Fight for 75. Being Libertarian put it out, right? They had fucking hundreds of thousands of followers. They put it out. It got a lot of play. John Hudak knows I wrote it, right? Then when so a bunch of other shit started going down during the convention last year with them trying to fight for this, partial online convention to try and oust the Mises Caucus and all this shit. I wrote another scathing article under the pen name Libertarian Low-Key, and I put it out on this random blog site that my buddy had started, and John knew about that. So nobody has known about that except for like the people who helped me with the editing. And so John busted me out last night about that. Then he busted me out for helping to write my intent to run statement like 5 years ago. And I'm like, I literally don't care. Like, I'm not running for chair anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit, you fucking nerds. And so anyways, that's where all that came from. But man, did they paint themselves into a fucking ideological corner or what, dude?
Dude, the two biggest takeaways for me, one of them, one of the things that's really sticking with me was the English guy, Josh Hilditch. Whenever I brought up the term anarcho-tyranny, he literally was like, well, I've never heard of that in my political science classes, so I don't think that it's real. I'm like, are you serious right now? Are you, and I tried to get him to say it. I was like, are you deferring to political science professors for what is a legitimate term in political ideology?
He's like, here, let me explain.
Like, what are you talking about, dude? And then the other thing was, yeah, they definitely did a terrible job of arguing their position. They wound up arguing our position, and as we mentioned on the show, Dave Smith's position, because what they were saying was, oh, we need to focus on the big issues. Why is Dave talking about transgender bathrooms? And we were like, yeah, that's the point, stupid. You're getting Dave wrong. That's literally the point. We need to focus on the drug war. We need to focus on the wars overseas and all the military industrial complex and all the stuff that libertarians, fight about, because it's the important issues, right? So for them to, they just said that without realizing they were making our point. And then contradicted themselves whenever I said, yes, that is the point. We don't want to focus on transgenderism or whatever the thing is, your pet issue. And they said, well, we can focus on multiple things at the same time. So like they literally just criticized Dave Smith, incorrectly criticized him. They didn't even get it right. They criticized him for focusing on multiple things at once when they should be focused on the big issues. Whenever we push back and say, yes, that's literally the point, they say, well, we can focus on little things. We don't have to worry about, we can focus on multiple things at once. So yeah, they are not intellectual. And I don't think they expected you or I to be smart. Like I said, I was half joking on Twitter when I said this, but they got dunked on by a moron in a Burger King crown and a dude who they thought was stupid and scared of him. And you were like, I don't know why they think I'm stupid. And I was half joking. I'm half serious when I say this. It's because you're smart, because you're charming, funny, and handsome. Like, they don't expect you to be smart too. You can't have it all. That ain't fair.
Bud. I appreciate you.
But I don't think they thought I was smart. Like, and I wasn't even that smart on the show, really, to be truthful. I really wasn't.
It was like literally
exactly
not intellectual at all.
That's right.
Like, so there was two times where we kind of, it was funny because you were totally weaving in and out of this, like, and I said this on Twitter too, you were like weaving in and out of these like coherent, ideological, like principled stances and real life shit posting. I mean, that's really what you were doing. And I was just there to call them all nerds and losers. Like, that's literally the only reason I hopped on. I told Julia, my fiance, I said, look, we
got triple digits watching right now, brother.
Oh yeah, dude, it's great.
Holy shit! Hey, type an N in the chat for Nick Ashley, everybody.
In the chat for Nick Ashley. Yeah. And hold on, let me give some shout outs real quick because we already got some super chats. Of course, Top Lops is the man. He says, "Where's the new emojis? What fucking new emojis? Did you make new emojis and not even tell me? Jesus."
Love you, Top Lobster. I shouted him out on the show right away, by the way.
Of course, I know, I saw that. That was great. Alan Hale, tearing down the Fakertarians from inside the circle's base. Keep up the good work, Kings. Thank you, sir. We promise we will. Jay Darkness, Liberty finally got some balls thanks to you guys. You're damn right, and it's going to keep getting big.
Holy shit.
Balls
chat
are going to keep getting bigger, dude.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that. That's a compliment, you guys. Yeah. Thanks.
Almighty Beach said legends. You're damn right, sir.
Thank you so much.
Base King Nick. Will Fight said, we're about to tear Florida up, Nick, and I'm not saying the rest of that because it's going to get demonetized, homie. Lots of ends there. Lots of ends.
Yeah, part of the reason I did that on the show, by the way, was when I said put ends in the chat for Nick Ashley, was literally just to show them up on their own show. Be like, look, these people are here to see me, and I know it, and I wanted them to know it too. Now, that's not like, so one of their big criticisms is that Dave is drawing the wrong kind of people into the party, or people like us are drawing the wrong kind of people into libertarianism and stuff like that. But they're not drawing anybody into libertarianism. They're not drawing anybody into the party. They're not exposing anybody to ideas the way that you or I or Dave can do. And I'm not comparing myself to you or to Dave. I'm just saying, like, it's very clear who's better at doing that stuff, and they're on the bottom end of that totem pole in terms of ideological, exposition, I guess would be a good way to say. And they don't make libertarianism fun. There was a clip where I'm drinking a beer. and everybody else has like a sourpuss face, like they're all like scowling. And I'm like, and then who do you think is funner to hang out with, or who do you think is better at showing people that this can be something worth joining up with? That's part of the problem. They don't, no pun intended, on the Dave Smith show, but part of the issue that is lost in the conversation about like shit posting, I know it's been a big thing as of late, the recent months, is that it's a signal. Not only are you making fun of the people who are bad, you're making fun of the elites, you're making fun of the people who are running the world, who are ruining everything, but you're also letting the people know who may be tangentially interested in libertarianism. You're like, hey, dude, I'm a fun guy. I can be funny. I can be cool to hang out with. It's like, who would you rather have a drink with? Somebody like me, somebody like you, somebody like Dave or Tom Woods, or somebody like Hudak and Sarwark? I know the answer that 99% of people would answer that the former, not the latter.
Okay, so as somebody who has had a drink with Nick Sarwark and now virtually has had a drink with you, I can tell you that even though you're 1,000 miles away from me, Nick, I would rather have a drink with you. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Hey, so I got those new King emojis uploaded. I don't know if you guys have to, like, I don't know, reset the show or not. You may be able to use them now. I don't know, but you may have to reload the show. So we'll give you a moment of silence while we chug some beers and see if you can reload the show and get the new based emojis for our members of the channel. Ready?
Look at that.
No, drink some beers.
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
There it is. The Burger King himself.
It's also funny. They got demonetized because I played Metallica at the beginning and it got copyright claimed.
Yeah.
I didn't even mean for that to happen. Honestly, I don't care if they make money off of my appearance. I don't care about that. I just thought it was a funny, like, extra little knife twist that did happen. People thought I did it on purpose. I didn't even do that on purpose. It's just like my chaotic energy kind of created another consequence I didn't even think of.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was you that did it or when that like 30 seconds that Clint popped in, like he was on his boat and it was playing music too. So I didn't know if it was that or him.
No, Drew Hancock, actually. Shout out to my boy Drew. He sent me a DM where he sent the picture of the description of the video, and it says that I don't know who's the people. UMD claimed the video for Metallica's For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Yeah, that makes sense because Lars Ulrich is a giant bitch.
That's true.
I mean, you guys can literally thank Lars Ulrich for not having like Napster or LimeWire or any of that shit.
I do want to defend a little. I don't want to talk about this too much, but I do want to say part of the reason they got into a beef with Napster is because Napster leaked music that Metallica hadn't released yet.
Right.
That's part of what happened. But the copyright shit is just it's bullshit. Yeah, well, fuck them for that.
And then the lead singer of Tool, Maynard James Keenan, he got all pissed off about it too and said he wouldn't make any more albums if people kept downloading their album for free and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, man. Well, you guys peaked like 10 years ago anyway, so.
Well, now Tool is on Spotify, which is cool for us, but I don't think that they're a fan of that kind of shit. I mean, they had to sign off on the deal, obviously, but whatever.
Hey, shout out to Based Will Fight for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Cole Schmidt, $2 super chat, said more ends than Compton.
Woo! More ends than Compton. Holy shit.
Caleb Chapman.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying that the chat immediately flooded with ends.
Oh, dude.
Here and there. This is just hilarious. I can't believe that this is happening.
Caleb Chapman, we need more metal in the Liberty movement. You're goddamn right, sir.
Cotton just hit 2 super chats without even saying anything.
Did you do that on saying anything?
Did you do that on purpose?
He got mad at me because
he said Nick say le bon temps roulé. Yeah. Laissez le bon temps rouler.
You speak French?
Oui, monsieur. Je peux parler un petit peu français. Je suis de la Louisiane. Nous parlons le français en la Louisiane.
Yeah. They teach that in school there, don't they?
Yeah, I was in French class for like 9 years, from kindergarten to 8th grade. We were in a thing called French immersion, where basically half of your day was in French. You took like, I took math classes in French. I took certain history classes in French, just depending on what the curriculum was in the schools. I couldn't hang if I went to France or anything, but I know more than the average person.
Sure, yeah, that's pretty wild, dude. I speak English, and I do know a little bit of Spanish, but it's like construction job site Spanish.
I got you. What you need to communicate with the hombres.
Yeah, and it's funny because for a long time the Mexicans on my job site called me zapatos de payaso, which means
what does that mean?
Shoes of the clown.
Shoes of the
yeah, because I when I got out of the military, I had my flight deck boots still, and they were just really big and
giant.
Yeah, so they used to call me zapatos de payaso all the time, which was pretty funny. But yeah, thanks Cotton for the super chats, buddy. I'm still one of my first shows, he dropped a super chat and then I didn't read it, and I still feel really bad. Him and Cam Harless, those are the only two I think I've ever really missed, and I felt really bad. But you know, at some point, the show's getting to a point now where we get lots of super chats, dude, and like.
You're gonna miss some of them.
At some point, I'm not gonna be able to read them all, so I'm gonna have to start going for like the people who like do bigger super chats, and that's gonna be sad. I'm gonna feel bad, but I do appreciate all the support the show's been shown. That's for sure.
That's how Tim Pool's show is. They get so many super chats. They only read like the $100 ones probably.
Yeah.
And they miss so many. There's so many of them. You can't read them all. There's no way.
I've only gotten $300 super chats ever during the show. One of them was before I even had super chats. I used to be able to donate through OBS, and Almighty Beach was like the biggest show supporter, man. Big time.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, he'd always throw down. He threw down $100 one, and then last week Rich Clark threw one, and he's got a fake name on Twitter, so I'm not gonna remember it. But he's really, really cool guy. He's helped me out a bunch. He helped us out with the Disney thing, and I don't know what name he's going by on Twitter right now, but he thought I called him Random Person in the last show, and that was like never at all what I said. So I felt really bad. Should give him another shout out right now. See if I can figure out his name. But anyways, dude, let's talk about populism.
Sure. Hell yeah.
Dude, have you ever seen somebody paint themselves into such a dumb fucking corner in populism?
No, I haven't. It's the best part about it was you said populism is appealing to ordinary people, and then Hilditch goes, no, it isn't. And then the girl goes, populism is appealing to ordinary people. She literally said almost verbatim what you just said.
Yeah, it was like exactly the same thing. By the way, it was Jermaine Vincent was the one who.
Oh, Jermaine.
Yeah, he's really
that's
cool.
My boy.
But he thought I called him Random Person because somebody threw a super chat right after him that said Random Person on it, and I was like, oh, okay. But I think that's actually somebody's name on Twitter, Random Person. But yeah, so the populism thing, dude, it was pretty hilarious, dude, because I've read the definition of populism like repeatedly. Dave Smith's in the chat. What's up, Dave?
Hey, Dave.
Look, he just
Holy
said
crap.
you two are legends, dude.
Dude, Jesus Christ. That's
you're
wow,
a legend,
thanks a
Dave.
lot.
You're a legend.
Yeah, the thing about, to me, and Jeff Dice talks about this, he mentions this, and Tho Bishop talks about it too, where it's like, I just keep name dropping like a fraud, huh?
Yeah.
These are people to defer to for this, though, for real. If you are interested in listening to Jeff Dice talks at the Mises Institute, he has a lot of talks where he mentions populism. And like, in my view, and I've mentioned this on shows before, in my view, libertarianism is inherently populist, at least in a way, because we are against the elites. We are against the corporate hegemony. We are against the warfare state. We are against that kind of stuff, which is all run by elites, right? So if you are against the elites, at least in some capacity, that is populism inherently, in my view. I mean, maybe I could be convinced otherwise if the right person spoke to me about it, but I really do think that libertarianism, as it stands in today's world, has to be inherently populist. I don't know why the big deal...
It goes directly against the elites. I mean, that's really
exactly
what we are.
That's really all it is. Because it's populism versus elitism. That is the dichotomy when you're talking about the term populism. The dichotomy is populism or elitism. And libertarians, you could be elitist in some certain senses, but as a whole, libertarianism, part of it is going against the elites who are running and ruining everything.
Exactly. I just want it to be known that Dave Smith dropped an in the chat for our boy Nick, by the way.
Thank you so much, Dave. That's hilarious,
man.
That was
very, very sweet of you, sir. But yeah, I mean, that's legitimately what's going on here, right? So, oh, hold on. We got another super chat. Ryan Lundberg, thank you for $5. He said, tell Nick he is faker than space. Holy shit, dude.
Faker than space.
Yeah. So pretty real, I guess.
Space is not real. It's a project. I'm just kidding. I know there's some stuff.
No, it's birds. Birds are not real.
You know, another thing, by the way, was whenever they were so confident about Holocaust deniers in the LPMC. He was so confident about it.
That was how we ended the show. It was the best thing I've ever seen.
Me and you were just like, name one. Name one. It was like that moment of Christopher Hitchens, where he was talking to this lady about the Clintons, and she said some nonsense, and he just goes, "Name one." He just kept repeating, "Name one, name one." That's what I felt like, just Hitchens in that moment. I'm not really a big fan of his, but that was a sassy moment he had that I really liked.
Well, no, it was funny because he was like, so it was like, he's like, okay, listen, you guys have Holocaust deniers, and I'm like, okay, name one, both of us. And they just kept going back to Hotep Jesus. And
Hotep Jesus.
I'm like, first of all, I don't even know that Hotep Jesus is a Holocaust denier, right? But Hotep Jesus is not in the Libertarian Party, let alone the Libertarian Party Mises Caucus. He's speaking at some of their events. We're close to the guy. We talk to him sometimes. But I honestly 100% think they were mixing up their black people and thinking about Maj Touré, dude.
Dude, it's actually quite funny. I forgot to do this on the show, but I wore a Coca-Cola shirt underneath my pink shirt, partially because the color wouldn't show, but it's also my way of telling these motherfuckers to be less white. For Christ's sake, they've never had a black person on their show.
Never.
They don't know anything. You're probably right. They're probably like, "Oh, black person, it's Hotep Jesus." You're probably exactly right about that.
They thought they were talking about Maj Touré. Maj Touré's in the Libertarian Party, but they thought it was Hotep Jesus because upper middle class progressive white people really can't tell black people apart. So and that's, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But no, it was hilarious because they couldn't name anyone. They kept just going back to Hotep Jesus, and then finally they get to the final boss, Archie Flowers, right? And Archie's like
muted.
Yeah, he's like, first of all, he's muted, and everyone's talking, and he's like, he's like, everyone stop, shut the fuck up. And we're like, Archie, you're muted, buddy. And he's like, oh, sorry. And then he's all, Dave Smith's a transphobe, and I'm like, that's it, I'm out of here. Fuck you, losers. And I just logged off. I was done. I was like, I'm not doing this shit. This goalpost shift crap that these people are doing. I was like, I'm not being a part of it. I'm getting buzzed, by the way, on a beer and a half. That's how fucking much of a lightweight I am these days. But yeah, it was like, I was just done. Like, how did we move from you guys have Holocaust deniers in the Mises Caucus to it's Hotep Jesus to Dave Smith's a transphobe, all in like a matter of 45 seconds. And I was just like, that's it. I've had enough of this weird British dude yelling at me, this fake car picture screaming, "Fuck you, idiot." And I'm done. Like, I'm out of here. This is how we're ending the show. But the very best part of the entire show, for me at least, personally, was when they decided to read the description of populism.
And then you see it in their eyes.
Yeah, the definition of populism. And he goes, "See, you guys were all wrong," right? This is Jeremy Kay, right? You guys are all wrong. Actually, it's a political system. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, hey, Jeremy, read that third definition right there. One. Read the third
Literally
one.
knew exactly.
And he looks down, and you can visibly see him die inside. It's like, appealing to ordinary people. And he's like, okay, I guess the show's over. See you later, John Hudak checked out an hour before the show was over, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He was gone. An hour before the show was over, the hosts were out of there. The cat took off.
Yeah.
Like, literally the person whose only thing that they did the entire show was, "Oh, fuck you fucking stupid." Like, the whole time, that's all they did.
And what else was funny was whenever I said, when they were like, "Are you in the Mises Caucus?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I made it a point. I was like, anybody can join. Like, literally anybody can join the Mises Caucus if they're in. I said Czechoslovakia. What I said was, I don't even know Czechoslovakia is a country anymore, but somebody in Czechoslovakia could join. And I said that as a joke. I know it's not a country, but there's an inside joke that I'm really retarded in terms of geography, which I am. It is true. I'm stupid geographically.
Yeah, man, you're from the South. That's all right.
It's public school, bro. It's really sad and pathetic to be like, oh, these people are in the Mises Caucus. Well, yeah, okay, anybody could join. I could join the Prague Caucus. Oh, wait, no, I can't. It's gone now.
It's dissolved. Gone.
So I think that's what I said too. I said something like that. I was like, well, anybody could join the Mises Caucus. Hell, anybody could join the Prague Caucus. Oh no, you can't. Like, I said some stupid jab like that.
Yeah, it was good.
But yeah, like,
it was good.
It's not a reflection on anybody within the Mises Caucus. Who else is in the Mises Caucus? It doesn't mean anything because anybody could join. You could be some anonymous Nigerian prince who's just donating to the shit and not even know what it's for, like doing money laundering. You never know.
So I've been around the Mises Caucus since the very beginning, right? Like, since the very beginning, dude. Like, since it was 50 people in a Facebook group. And it used to just be, if you were in the Facebook group, you were a member of the caucus.
Yeah.
Straight up. That's true. And I think that it's kind of evolved to, if you're a member of the Libertarian Party and you want to be a delegate or anything, but also if you donate to the party, also, or you donate to the caucus, also if you work with the caucus, also if you're, it's like there's all these things that you can be a member of the caucus, and it's like, but who gives a shit who's a member of the caucus? I mean, really, I know for a fact that people have been kicked out for being outright assholes to other people. Including racial shit. I know that people have been kicked out for that. I know that people have been kicked out if there's listen, you want to get kicked out of the Mises Caucus, make any like favorable comment on pedophilia, you're done. See ya. We might as well
Nazism or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
or
like
Nazism.
They say it's...
I mean, they're like anti-identity politics. It's in the fucking platform, you idiots. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be fucking stupid to not read the platform of the Mises Caucus and go, oh, these guys like literally don't tolerate any like identity politics, like at all. And they never have, And so like I think that some identity politics is important because some people vote based on like their identity. So I get that, but like, that's not what the caucus was made for. That's not what they're going to message about. Like, that's just not what they do. They're about ending the wars, ending the Federal Reserve, ending the drug war, decentralization, and fucking Austrian economics, dude. If you think that any of that stuff is racist, you are the idiot. Period.
You're stupid.
Yeah. You're stupid. And so, and last night we got into the discussion of groypers, right? Like, you're wearing pit vipers in the fucking Burger King thing. And they're talking about me being a groyper and me having groyper fucking audience, right? And I'm like, first of all, and if you see John's face when I said this, I was like, I probably already have groypers in my audience. I don't give a shit,
Yeah.
And his face lit up. He's like, oh, I'm going to clip that later.
Yeah. It's not a reflection on you. This is what I was saying. I was trying to make this a point, like an intellectual point, like libertarians, we're good on everything, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we are good on everything. We're good on every issue. That's the point of being a libertarian,
well,
right?
Dave just said libertarians are the best populists. We actually understand how the elites are screwing everybody. That's true.
That's exactly right. Thank you, Dave. He put it more eloquently than I could have, because I'm a dummy, but I'm just playing. So libertarians are good on everything. And I got them to say, yes, that's true. So naturally, you're going to get people from the right wing. Naturally, you're going to get the best of conservatives, who are a good conservative who's good on guns, right? A good conservative who's good on war and fiscal and monetary policy. There are conservatives who are good on that stuff. There are leftists who are good on foreign policy. There are leftists who are good on civil liberties. Like, you are naturally going to appeal to a lot of different people because you're good on everything. So it's not a reflection on you that some alt-right groyper is attracted to you because you're good on war or something. Like, no, that's a good thing. Like, you're good on war and they're attracted to you because you're good on war. Yeah, maybe you can bring them in and be like, look, this alt-right bullshit, white ethno-state, that's stupid, dude. What are you, out of your mind? The white women are the ones who've ruined. White women must be stopped.
That was great too. Hold on. I want to address some of these super chats first. But that comment, dude, you're like, no, it's all progressive white people. They were like,
that's true,
they
though.
didn't know what to say.
I mean, am I wrong? It's all Woodrow Wilson and his ilk. Progressive white people are the architects of everything bad about everything. The war on drugs, the foreign policy that we have, everything that's ruined this country, the Federal Reserve. So I'm sorry, but go ahead. I can go all day. Just go with the super chat.
Almighty Beach dropped a $20 super chat. He said Fakertarians have become the things they claim to fight. I literally have text messages saying that verbatim to John Hudak. Verbatim, because he's like, hey man, what do you I'm like, you have become, I think I even quoted Nietzsche to him, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure I quoted Nietzsche, like, be careful if you're staring into the abyss because the abyss stares back. Like, that's what you've done. You have stared into the abyss for so long that you have become the fucking abyss. You have become, it's all, your whole, and I wanted to say this during the show, like, I didn't get it, I didn't really get a chance because every time I put out 3 words, there was like, 18 fucking retards attacking me, right? And so I wanted to be like, you guys have a platform that you use to call people racist. That's literally your entire shtick. You don't do anything else but use your platform to call people racist. Meanwhile, I use my platform to bring on big names and small names alike. I don't care. Like, I want all kinds of different people. I want all, I had Austin Peterson. Me and Austin Peterson do not see eye to eye on World War II, the COVID vaccine, all kinds of shit. But I don't bring him on and berate him over it. I want to hear his views. I want my viewers to hear his views. I want his viewers to hear his views on my show and become fans of my show, and then go listen to somebody like Carol Roth, who's going to talk about how small business has been killed through this whole pandemic, right? Like, that's the point of me having the show. I'm not a journalist. I don't claim to be I fucking hate journalists. There's a very few amount of good journalists, like Greenwald, right? Like, there's not very
Didn't
many.
They call you a journalist too?
Yeah.
Or that's not good journalism or something? Like, they said that?
Listen, them calling me a journalist hurt me way more than the child support comments they made.
Yeah, the child support comments, which aren't even true.
Well, I mean, I pay child support, and then they put.
No, you do pay it, but I'm saying that one of the guys said some shit about you having outstanding, like. Just
I have some outstanding child support too. That's a known thing. I went to college. I got a little bit behind, but I have not paid my child support in years, dude. Years, right? So anyway, so they throw up a name tag under me, Joshua Smith, child support payer. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, so what? You pay you split up with your girl and you have a kid. You're doing the right thing and paying child support.
Swamp Creatures,
how bad of you?
Swamp Creatures podcast threw $10. Thanks a lot, man. He said, "Come on, Swamp Creatures, and drink with your favorite Florida boys." Yeah. I will check that out, man. Cotton threw another one. Cotton threw a $2.99. He said, "Not a podcast." He
said something on one of them.
He said, "Not a podcast is okay, but Slurp Gang is better." And I'm not going to fight about that with anybody because I like both of those podcasts. If you guys are not listening to Not a Podcast or Slurp Gang, you're probably a Fakertarian, I'd imagine.
You're missing out. Both of those are hilarious.
Yeah, they're amazing. One of them always has Ace on it, which is kind of cool. And one of them always has Neocon Remover on it, and also El Pulpo and Cotton and the Rabbi, and it's good stuff. Listen. You like it. Cole Schmidt, $5 shout out. Thanks, man. He said, if you think Slurp Gang is good, wait till you watch Tower Power Hour. I do love Tower Power Hour, man. And I've been on it once. I came on it the other night. In fact, the Fakertarians had a field day because I got onto I like hopped onto it and said, "What's up, retards?" And like, yeah, that's what I said.
Sarwark said you were participating in racist jokes. When me and Clint made a joke about you being black, because my thing was, I was like, the joke is that I'm black because I'm Italian. Toad is also Italian. It's just a dumb joke. It's just a stupid meme, right? And Clint is black because he's a wigger or whatever. And then whenever you jumped on the show, I was like, oh, we now have 4 black people on the show. Josh has enough kids to qualify.
Yeah.
And then Clint said, no, he's not black. He's there for his kid. You know, the dumb joke about black dads leaving and shit. You know, it's just a stupid joke that we made. So Sarwark said you participated in a racist joke.
He said, I took part in it. And I was like,
you were the butt of a joke.
In fact,
like, that's not participating.
If you listen to what I say, I'm like, oof. Like it hurt. Like it hurt me to, you know what I mean? I was like, oof, that's rough, you know? And cause you know, that's a rough joke. It was a rough joke. And here's the thing. Comedy is meant to be rough. And I've talked with so many people about this. When Tower Power Hour is meant to be a comedy show. And by the way, I honeypotted you guys into creating that show. I get that. I need to apologize.
It's kind of taken off and become its own thing anyway.
Yeah, which is great. But I need to apologize for that. I was like, hey, because I was like, around when when the Tower Gang started, I was obviously towering everybody with the initial Tower Gang. It's really how I got in with all you guys, and I'm not a Fed, I promise. But so I was like, we need to start a fucking shit poster, like, and we were talking about it back and forth, and then they came up with Tower Power. I was like, that's a great name. Yeah, I'll come on it all the time and shit. And then I got really busy with my show, and they started doing the show, and I think it took 16 episodes before I actually got on an episode.
Well, speaking of Tower Gang, Tower Power Hour, I'll announce it here. I don't think it's been announced public, but I'm going to take the liberty, no pun intended, take the liberty to announce that we are going to be having, as of right now, July 28th, we are going to be having Dave Smith on the Tower Power Hour.
Oh, shit.
That's going to, you're hearing it here first, folks.
Oh, shit.
We got 120 people watching. I can't see that number quite well, but it looks like 120. We're announcing it now. Dave Smith will be on Tower Power Hour in a couple of weeks.
That's going to... okay, so Josh needs to come on that episode too, okay? That'll be fun. 40 minutes into this podcast, and I'm on my 3rd beer. I'm doing big dad things today. I got to work.
You're acting like me today.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we got? Will Fight dropped another $5. He said, ask Nick who owned the ships.
Who owned the ships?
Who owned the ships?
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I'm sorry.
Will Fight drop another $5 super chat so we know what you mean.
Oh, wait a minute. I know what it is. That's something about the slave trade, I bet. That's Will.
Oh,
probably. I don't know, dude.
Probably the Africans.
He was going to announce on Rogan.
Top Lobster, $2. He said, "Is that a Coca-Cola shirt I see?" Of course it is.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, dude, it was my way of telling the Fakertarians. I forgot to do this on the show, but it was my way of telling them to try to be less white. I remember that.
Dude, that was another thing that was hilarious when Popo came on and was like, "What's your favorite rap albums?"
And none of them had one.
And like
I was like,
Hudak was like, what did he say? He's like, "Oh, I don't really listen to that stuff." I'm like, "Okay, Chalk Roach next." And then I went to the next guy and he's like,
Yeti.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I don't do that shit either." I was like, "All right, Yogurt Yeti, next one."
We don't have rap in England. Yes, you do, you liar.
Yeah, and then the next guy was like, "Yeah, oh yeah, Zuby, where's Zuby at?" You know, I had Zuby on the show. He's a black rapper from England. But he's moving to the States because he's getting away from that shit. So, man, I think I'm starting to get some of my Oakland coming out. I need to chill out with that speech. I can hear my gangster coming out right now. So it is. So then we moved on to the next one, and they're like NWA, and I'm like, oh god, seriously, dude? Yeah, we just saw the movie last year too, man. I know. And then the next one was like, I don't know, I don't listen to that shit or whatever. I'm like, all right, Mayo Monkey, next. And then fucking, I'm dying inside, trying not to laugh. Of course, I dropped Brother Lynch, Season of the Sick, because I'm Bay Area guy. I listen to Bay Area rap and Sacramento rap. So Brother Lynch, when I was a kid, was talking about like eating human parts and all kinds of shit. It was great. But that was hilarious because if that didn't, they couldn't even name a fucking rap album. You couldn't name a rap album.
Yeah, I tried to get him to say. I said, "What does NWA stand for?" I was like, "What does it stand for?" Yeah, and my pick was Illmatic by Nas. I had mine right away. You say favorite rap album? Yeah, Illmatic by Nas.
Nas is good, dude.
And then
it's Nas.
The reason
it's okay.
The reason I wanted to do the try to be less white thing, and I forgot about it, but the reason I wanted to do it was because they talk about us being racist and stuff. You're from California. You're from SoCal, right? You're from Oakland.
I'm right outside of Oakland, yeah, Antioch.
Okay,
I've lived in Oakland for a lot too, but I'm from like a little deeper east in the East Bay, Antioch. It's like the mouth of the Central Valley. It's like where the Bay Area ends and it starts going into the Central Valley. It's pretty bad, like on your way to Stockton and shit.
You grew up around a lot of black folks, I'm guessing.
Oh, dude,
did I. I'm from Louisiana.
No. I grew up in a projects, like a legit projects, where I was one of two white families, dude. And
there you go.
And when the Rodney King riots started, like my mom was terrified, bro. Terrified. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like the next door neighbor was like the leader of the gang in the neighborhood, and he came over and he's like, y'all white people are safe. Don't worry, you're all right. I'm like, yeah. That was the first time I ever got invited to the barbecue. You know what I mean? And I'm actually in an all black group chat on Twitter. It's called the Black. Well, I'm not gonna say what it's called because I don't want to blow up anybody's spot, but. Right. It is. I'm in an all black group chat on Twitter. Now this isn't. I'm not pulling the cop out. I have black friends, but look. Here's the thing. The reality is, I grew up around black folks. I'm from Louisiana. I know more black people than all of those male monkeys do combined. So they're from Vermont. Archie's from Vermont. I think. What did Hudak say he's from? Like he's from Connecticut, dude.
He's from Connecticut. Yeah. Okay, that's probably the whitest state other than Maine, right? And what's his name? Big boy. Waldenberger is from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so I think he's from right outside of Philly, so he might.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's down. But the point is, like, clearly these are the Mayoist of Mayos. Yeah, you're gonna call me racist, you dumb fuck.
If John Waldenberger could get up off that bed, he would know a lot of black people. I'm sure.
Oh.
But they don't have a forklift big enough. So.
My deflection about the racism accusations, I was like, I'm not a racist myself, but I think racing is kind of cool. Like, Formula 1's cooler than NASCAR, and they were not having it. They were like, no, shut up.
It was so funny. He's like, you're not forgetful. You're just a racist. So, no, there was some other really good like quips that I had, and I don't think anybody really caught him when Waldenberger like stood up and his tits literally went like did the wave, and I was like Waldenberger, I was like, hold on, Waldenberger, I think one of your titties just fell out, and then I just started saying what I had to say.
I heard that. I didn't see what happened though.
Well, there's a GIF now. Someone turned a GIF because I guess he went up to the camera and like jiggled his titty, and so there's like a GIF of it, and then the other thing I said to Archie, I was like, Archie's like, Josh, let me ask you a question. Right, and I was like, no, Archie, I don't know where your stapler is. I don't think many people caught that joke.
I don't get it.
Okay, so there's this movie called Office Space that Mike Judge, who made Beavis and Butthead, made, and the dude's like, I just want to know where my stapler is. He sounds just like Archie. Like that's exactly what Archie sounds like. And so like a few people on Twitter caught it, but it was pretty hilarious, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was funny. I was dying inside.
If I'd have known, I would have laughed. I just didn't know the reference.
It was pretty fucking hilarious, dude. Like I'm getting buzzed. Whatever.
Me too. And you know. I kind of wanted to go in there and talk to Archie like man to man so to speak. And just be like, look, bro, you need to relax. Just chill. You like the whole idea. You can't make your brand being anti something, like anti other people, right? It's just such a stupid thing. They've painted themselves into this corner of they're strictly anti LPMC. They're strictly anti Dave Smith and Tom Woods and Hoppa types, right? They're strictly anti them. That's going to fall apart eventually. You cannot just be anti something else as your own brand.
You can't build a platform on that, dude. Like, no. You know what I mean? And I feel bad. Like, it's Sunday. You know, I just left church. We went and had brunch and shit, and I'm here talking shit about people, but I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. And now I'm drunk, so.
Yeah, this is, but I mean, and at what point did you come on the show? Like, did you know it was happening, and did you know you were going to be coming on?
Like, shit, I started talking about that in the beginning, and then I got. Listen, when I drink, my ADHD goes nuts, dude. That's why I don't drink when I do shows and shit. I used to sing in metal bands and tour and stuff with some friends, and they like set a no drinking before shows policy because I would just I'd like lose my train of thought while I'm singing and shit. And,
damn.
Yeah, it was really bad. So I had kind of remembered that you were coming on the show at some point. But then I started getting those calls. So I was with my fiance. We're talking about ordering pizza for dinner for the kids and shit. And I started getting phone calls from the UK. And I'm like, my kid was sitting next to me. And I'm like, I get a phone call from the United Kingdom. I'm not answering that. Like, and he's like, why not? And I was like, well, first of all, it's probably going to cost me a bunch of money, I think, answering a call from out of the country or whatever, right? But also, why is someone from the United Kingdom calling me, right? And then, so John has my phone number, and he sends me the link. He like texts me the link. And
he just texts you the link straight up?
Come on, Fakertarians, right? So I immediately sent the link to El Popo.
Right? I'm surprised they let him in.
Yeah, because
you can't just join and crash it. They have to let you in.
Right. Well, so Top Lobster's like messaging me. He's like, go on Fakertarians. I'm like, nah. You know, like I'm not going on that fucking show, right? And then so I sent the link. As soon as he sent me the link, I sent it to El Popo. I was like, hey, dude, go on Fakertarians right now, right? And I see El Popo. Like I log in because I didn't realize you were on there, right? So I was getting the shit. I didn't realize you were on there. Then I saw that you were on there, and I'm watching it. And then I see El Popo in the chat going, 1, 2, 3, if you want me to go on Fakertarians. So I knew he was getting ready to go on. So I was like, fuck it. So I went and told Julia, I was like, I'm just gonna go log on and call them bitches and then leave, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then I ended up being on for 2 hours. So
yeah, that went a lot longer than I thought it was gonna go.
Let's read some super chats real quick, dude.
Yes, please.
Matthew Arostegui. Wow, dude, that's a rough one. That's a rough one, Matt. We're just gonna call you Matt. $5. He said that stupid redcoat said he was a Remainer. Nick said, "Shut up, I know you." Then. Legends.
Yeah, that's pretty much. He said whenever he said something about voting for Remain, I was like, well, that's all I need to know about you.
Oh yeah, dude. When he voted, yeah dude. That I like sighed because I'm just like, you can't say you're libertarian and then vote against your own secession. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Rich Clark, $20 super chat. Thank you, Sid. He said, if you ask the Fakertarians what's a bigger threat to liberty, government labeling us all extremists or Fuentes, they would say, hold on, I got a sound clip for that. Fuentes! There we go. Yeah, that's what they would say.
They would absolutely say it. Yes.
Poppy, $10. He said, we got to save Archie from the Brit and the Cat. He's lost, dude.
Dude, there's a dude inside of Archie somewhere. There's a real person somewhere in there. Because he laughed at my joke. I said, because whenever they had Jeremy Kauffman on, they were like, who do you think is more libertarian, me or Nick Fuentes? So I brought it back up. I was like, I know you guys are asking that question. You guys talk about Fuentes a lot.
That was so funny. I was dying, bro.
I'll just say, for the record, Archie, I think you're way more libertarian than Fuentes just because you're gay. And he laughed at that. He thought it was funny. Like, there is a dude inside of Archie somewhere. Well, somewhere. He just needs to get away from those
cool idiots. Though, dude. Like, here's the thing. Archie used to be really cool, man. Like, he's always been kind of milquetoast and boring, especially like the way he talks and stuff. Like, he's not. You know, he's always just been like, hi, I'm Archie. Like, that's how he talks. And that's you know, whatever. He's from Vermont.
But that's like, okay.
Yeah, he's from Vermont. It's, you know, he drinks maple syrup in the morning and shit. I get it. But so he's always kind of been just boring, a little slowish, you know, but he like flipped, man. I don't know what happened. He flipped and left the Mises caucus and started citing that we didn't moderate like memes good enough, right? And it's like, dude, it's a fucking meme, bro. Like, relax. And then he got all uppity, right? Because that's what he does. He gets all uppity online, and then, you know, you've seen what he's like in person. I mean, he's like a fucking puppy dog, right? And he went.
He looks like an obese earthworm.
And then he decided to debate Nick Sarwark, or Dave Smith. Ooh, so that was a rough one. And he got absolutely it was hard to listen to, bro. Like, that's how bad that debate was. Like, it was really hard to listen to Archie debate Dave, because it was like he had nothing at all. He never should have been there to begin with, and it just broke him, man. It broke him down. The most important issue to Archie after that was destroying the Mises Caucus and Dave Smith, and that was it. We got to destroy these people, and that was it. And it was like, I don't know how to explain it, dude. Like, it's something broken inside of him. It was the same, it was the same with Nick Sarwark too. Once he debated Dave, it was like something broke, and he had to fight.
I mean, hell, even during that Dave Smith debate, he laughed about it. He cracked up about, like, I think they made a joke about Puerto Ricans because of Luis J. Gomez. I could be getting the details wrong, but they made an off-color joke, and he laughed about it. Archie did, and he laughed at me when I did my stupid, silly entrance. He laughed at me when I made the joke about him being gay or whatever. Like, so something ain't right. He needs to get away from those people, is what it is. I think if he hung around with some other cool people, he would probably be a cooler person. Sure. You know?
Was it or was it not funny when I was like, Archie, are you a gay?
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I was like, you're like, I spit beer out of my nose.
Oh yes, that's what it was that made me spit the beer out. Because I was taking a sip and you said that, and I literally spit. I had to clean off my little mini fridges next to.
Archie, can I ask why you have that background? For your camera, and I was like, Archie, are you a gay? Are you one of the gays?
I actually spit. That's the first time I've ever spit out a liquid because of laughter. I've never had that happen before.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what's going on here. Rich Clark, thanks for another $5 super chat. He said mandatory LPMC donation so Heist doesn't murder my dog. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that donation police, Michael Heist, man, he will shoot your dog for sure. Ryan Lundberg, another $10. Thanks, sir. He said, tell Nick again he's faker than space.
Thanks. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Lundberg's been on my shows before, so I think he's all right. I think he's a good guy.
I'm sure he's a cool dude. I just don't know what. There's a joke there that I'm missing. I'm sorry, man.
Lux B, thank you for the $10 super chat. She said, Karen Ann is an obnoxious person on the internet. I still feel sick. Well, and here's the thing. This is the sad thing, right? Because the real Karen Ann Harlos is like one of my best friends in the Libertarian Party. She's a
badass, dude.
She's been an absolute fucking amazing person for me on the board, because Karen and I, we almost always vote the same, right, on the board. Almost 100% of the time vote the same. And it's because we're principled and we care about, like, truth and justice in the party, because we're the two on the board that don't want well, there's other people too, Steve Nikela and great people, Aaron Adams and stuff, but her and I are the most vocal when it comes to, we're not going to be the two other parties, right? Like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do this fucking backroom handshake deal bullshit. We're going to bring everything in the light. We're going to let the party know what's going on. We're going to be always transparent and see through. And so when we see that shit, we fucking flail, because we're like the minority, you know what I mean? So the real Karen Ann is amazing and works her ass off for liberty. She's done more for liberty in this country probably than just about anybody you know, besides, like, the Pauls and stuff like that. But then this fucking imposter piece of shit, like, trans species person thing, right, is taking that name and trying to be Karen Ann Harlos. And it's like, fuck you, Chris. His name's Chris Alderson, by the way. He runs the leading Liberty page. He's such a bitch. He's talked so much shit about me to the point of where I was like, man, do I got to take this motherfucker to court or something? Like, what do I got to do? You know what I mean? To get this motherfucker to stop talking about my family and all this shit and just making up bullshit lies. And so he writes, when he replies to you in comments and shit, he writes like these fucking 4-paragraph things, right? He says he's autistic or whatever.
I believe that. That's not in question.
Well, we're all autistic, man.
Well,
let's be honest here. You know,
we were talking about this in our Tower Gang, the podcast group chat today, me, Jose, and Cole. And I was like, part of the reason we're funny, because Jose was like, dude, you really, and what you just said earlier, like how I was like weaving in and out of being an IRL shit poster to being like hitting them with, like, not theory, but smart arguments, right? And Jose was saying the same thing. He was like, dude, you were like just a dummy, not, being silly for the first bit of it, and then all of a sudden started hitting them with real arguments and they weren't ready for it. It's like, yeah, we're actually smart. That's why we're funny. Not only are we, the reason we're funny is because we're smart, and we have just the right touch of autism. And I'm not even joking when I say that. It's funny.
True. It's very true.
But I'm serious. Like, you could be super smart and have the wrong touch of autism. Like, I love him, Stefan Kinsella. He's not the funniest person. He's unintentionally funny because he goes off and stuff, but he's created copy pastas on Twitter without even realizing it, right? So like you could, and he's a genius. He's a very smart guy.
One of the smartest dudes.
So you could be a genius and have the wrong kind of autism and not be that funny, but we're like all a bunch of smart guys and we have just the right touch of autism. So it's perfect, and that's why we're funny.
Sure. I want to see if my social media buttons are working today. Let's see.
Dude.
No.
How many? What's the most viewers you've had at one time?
Tom Woods, I think. I'm pretty sure it was
We're doing Tom Woods numbers right now. We hit up above 130.
I think Tom Woods we had like 300 or 400 at
Holy shit.
Yeah,
okay, never mind.
It was definitely my most watched live show. It probably would have been Dave Smith, but Dave Smith was like my fifth show that I ever did or something. You know?
Yeah, if you'd have done him at number 50 or something, that would have been like
it would have been a lot more.
Not that it wasn't already.
Tom does really good, man. I mean, Tom's got over 100,000 followers just on Twitter. You know, it would have. So if I had done my live show with Zuby, I think that might have done those numbers. But we had to record that prior because he's in
that's
England.
true too. Zuby's got a huge following.
Yes, but here's fucking Zuby, dude. I love this guy to death. He has not retweeted our show.
That sucks.
So mad, dude.
English people, dude. They don't know about etiquette.
And always the British, dude. Always the British. Devin Weiss. I think I said that right. Thank you, sir. $14.99 super chat, dude. That's awesome. Lieutenant Governor Waldenberger is if locking your donors and rolling up your windows. Wait, locking your doors and rolling up your windows when you hear rap music at a stoplight was a person.
That's probably pretty true, dude. You know, how about it whenever he said, because I made it a point to be like, look, I have eclipsed y'all's following, all of y'all's followings in a matter of months. Like, I've only been here for 6 or 7 months.
And all you did was call someone a bitch on Twitter.
Well, that was part of it, but you know, I've eclipsed all of their followings, and I was saying that for a reason. Like, again, going back to the point of who knows how to build a following, who knows how to attract people to the movement. And I've only been here for 6 or 7 months, and then the guy was like, he said something about being elected to his position or whatever, and he was like, what does you being popular have anything to do with elections? And I just go, John Waldenberger said that. What does being popular have anything to do with this election thing? And I was like, elections are popularity contests, you dumb fuck. I think is exactly what I said. Yeah. That's literally what it is. He's got like 500 followers on Twitter, if that. And I wasn't trying to say.
He got ratioed on his announcement to run for lieutenant governor.
Yeah, and the thing is, people hear that and they're like, "Oh, you clout chaser." No, I'm making a point here. The point is, it's not that I am proud of the following I've built. I didn't ever think I would have 200 followers, let alone 2,500.
King, we weren't gonna let you sit around 200 followers.
But you know what I mean, though? Like, it's not about that. It's just I just find it astounding that these people are going after other people for shooing people away from libertarianism by their actions and by their words. Meanwhile, everybody they're criticizing has a monumentally bigger following than they do, and it's not even close.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's true. None of them. I mean, dude, I have more than double the followers on Twitter that the Fakertarians Facebook page has, right? And they've been a page for like 7 years. I think it started in 2015 or 2016.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Like, it's clear who is
who's doing better. Who's doing better?
Popularity is important when you're talking about spreading ideas.
Yep.
That's pretty much what it boils down to.
I just want it to be clear one more time that John Waldenberger announced he was running for lieutenant governor and got ratioed on his Twitter post. Like you shouldn't run to be lieutenant governor of an entire state if you get ratioed on your announcement post.
And another thing, real quick, while I've got a lot of people, we got a lot of people here, dude. This is the biggest. I think this is the biggest audience I've ever.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep this going, bud. This is
last
fun.
night was the biggest audience I've ever spoken to. Tonight will be the biggest. Once over, because last night we had about 130 at the peak, I believe. Yeah. But I'm going to be at Yale Revolution this August 5th through the 7th. So that's going to be super dope. If you want to meet me, I'll be there. I know that there are a lot of people there that are looking forward to meeting me, and I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of people. I'm also looking forward to meeting some of the loser brigaders, just so I can call them stupid to their face.
Those guys don't go to y'all events, bro.
Hudak, they don't?
They don't go to y'all events.
Okay.
They're pussies.
Yeah, Hudak was like, who are you going to threaten to beat up this time? I'm like, dude, look at me. Do you think I'm threatening to beat anybody up? Like, I'm seriously saying I can't wait to see you in person because I want to call you. I don't want to say the word, but the word to you in person. Like, I want to say this to you while looking at you in the eye, because I'm like that in real life. Like, I'm not going around picking fights with people, but I'm an IRL shit poster, dude. I am autistic. I will go up to you and say the stupid shit because I don't know boundaries like that.
Right.
That's what I mean. I'm gonna say the same stuff to anybody that I would say to them on Twitter, and that's what I mean. I can't wait to meet you in person because they think I'm fake.
Are you flying?
No, I only live 4 hours away from Orlando, so I'll be driving.
That's what I thought. I knew you were close, but I didn't know if you were flying or not. I have a crazy story about Florida. Once I was doing I was going to the Florida State Convention in Fort Walton Beach, which is about 10 hours away from Orlando. And
wow!
I flew into Orlando.
Oh,
and then I hopped in a car with some libertarians who are great people, really good people, Craig Peel and Mari,
shit.
and then drove 11 hours after a red-eye flight. But they did show me boiled peanuts the first time, which is like the best things I've had in my life.
I still have not had boiled peanuts. It's a big thing in Georgia here too.
Yeah, boiled Cajun flavored boiled peanuts, dude. Like they taste like beans, dude. It's really weird.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
They're legumes. They're pretty much sort of beans, but just kind of hard. Right?
Very, very, very good. All right, let's hit up some more of these super chats because I can't even keep up with these. People are fucking amazing. You guys are great. Thank you so much.
Good God.
Chris Allen, $5 super chat. He said Jarshwar Smarth and the Burger King are alt-righters and muted Archie is based. Matt Kirby, $5 super chat. Thank you. What in tarnation is the deal with Hudak's tank tops? Okay, so Hudak is like 4'10".
Jacked, bro.
Here's the thing. Hudak is like very short. I think he claims to be 5'8", but I think
he said he was just sort of 5'10".
Yeah, and I have a picture. I have a picture with Hudak. I'm 6'2", which if he was 5'10", he would only be 3 inches shorter than me. And I have a picture with Hudak where I'm actually hunching over to take a picture with him.
Oh no.
And I'm 6'2", right? And I think you're over 6 feet too, right?
Yeah, I'm probably 6'2"-ish. Yeah,
we're about the same height.
That's what I claim.
You're tall and lanky. I'm tall and chubby, but that's all right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, and
I got like I'm like a fluffy muscular chub. So, you know what I mean? But
like a swole dad bod.
Yeah, so he's got that short man complex where he's got to show off the guns because he does like deadlifting and he's like professional. He's like not professional, but he's like competed for body competitions and all this shit, and so he's really excited about that. Doesn't coincidentally lifting weights does not make you tough though. So
I was gonna say he's probably in better shape than I am.
Yeah,
but that ain't saying much. But I mean, I'm not. They called me. What do you call me on Twitter? He called me They said something about me and Fuentes. Not them. Somebody else did. Say they were saying something about Fuentes, and they said, oh, this is what it was. The guy said after they announced that I was going to be on, or after they were going back and forth with me about being on the show. One of the people said, this is the closest they'll ever get to having Nick Fuentes on. And he said something like, yeah, they're kind of similar. They both have that scrawny edgelord thing going on. I was like, is Nick Fuentes even scrawny? I don't even know.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call myself scrawny. I would call myself skinny. I weigh about $1.95.
Fuentes is a little guy, dude.
Yeah.
He's a small dude. And he's always got a bunch of other like small dudes around him in like khaki pants.
You see that clip where they were like walking through the mall or whatever it was? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I don't care. I'll have Nick on the show for sure. No doubt about it. I don't care. Hold on, wait. We got to play the sound clip again. There we go. Fuentes! I don't even know if people can hear that clip. Can you guys hear the Fuentes clip when I play it? I want to know because I know you guys always hear the clapping clip in the beginning of the show, but the Fuentes one, I've never had anybody comment on it. I don't know. That's actually TJ Roberts from Kentucky screaming Fuentes. It's funny. Anyways, go ahead, please.
I was just saying they give people so much shit for having Fuentes on. It's like we don't even like fucking Fuentes like that, dude. Dave just thought it was cool that he was against the CIA, like a Pat Buchanan paleo-conservative type. He's probably a little bit more. I mean, I don't know much of Fuentes' views. They say he's a Holocaust denier. I don't know if he's a denier so much as he's one of the types that says the number seems a little high kind of shit, which is, I mean, that's not denial. That's not a defensive Fuentes. I'm just saying. I don't think he's actually.
I think Fuentes is a big time troll.
That part of it too. Yeah.
One of the biggest trolls ever. He definitely holds some abhorrent. How do you say that fucking word? Abhorrent.
Abhorrent. Yeah.
Because Tom says it different than I do, so now I'm like, oh, maybe I've been saying it wrong all these years. And he holds some abhorrent views. For sure. He's definitely an America first kind of guy, you know. As libertarians, we're like I don't care as long as I'm free, you know, like whatever. So he's a little different in those aspects, and he's definitely got some white person view. But the thing is he's fucking Hispanic. He's like Latino. You know what I mean?
He says it all the time. He's like, I'm not a white nationalist. I'm not even white. Like, I don't even know most of his positions that I would think are good. I don't like the guy. He is like an edgelord, you know. Like I think he says stuff he doesn't mean, that he may not agree with in principle, just for the flame, you know, just for the heat, which people will accuse me of doing that. But if you're talking about like, I don't know, I might have backed myself into a corner there myself, because I do that all the time, where I say stupid shit for the re, you know, for the re. So I don't know. But I don't ever say anything I don't think is funny, is the thing. I don't know that he doesn't do that, but what's his name? Archie, whenever I first came on, the first question he asked me was, why are you an edgelord troll? It's like, I don't really consider myself an edgelord. I just think of some dumb, funny shit that makes me laugh, and I post it, or I make a meme of it, or whatever it may be. You know,
whatever's gonna make people read the most. Like, that's how we roll.
That's part of it, but most of it for me, like, I've never said anything just for the attention. I've never said anything specifically to make people mad. I've said stuff to get people like I made a Bitcoin post the other day. I said, Bitcoin is an op. You're all being played. That was just me that's trolling. Because I know Bitcoin people are super autistic, and they were going to go crazy about it, which some of them did. So that was trolling.
I'm a Bitcoin
that was one of the
person,
examples.
and I didn't go autistic on you, so.
Good. Well, you probably knew what I was doing.
I really need to start throwing like Bitcoin donation, my Bitcoin wallet into the description of these videos, man, because I do have a lot of Bitcoin people that watch me. I'm a big, I think Bitcoin's, you know, I people get mad at me and accuse me of being a shitcoiner because I sometimes dabble in some of the shitcoins, and you know how the maxis are. I'm not a maxi.
That's right.
I'm not a maxi, but I do believe that you should always have the biggest part of your portfolio should always be Bitcoin. Always.
Bitcoin maxi. How about you change your maxi pad, motherfucker?
that's not financial advice, in case the SEC is watching. But we got some more super chats.
Good God.
Hold on. My eyes are getting
rogues.
But Fire Bat, $25. Why are you both so racist? Tower Power Hour. I'm not a racist at all. In fact, not even a little bit. In the place I grew up in, if I had been racist, I would be dead.
Well, what I said to I was on Paul's to the Wall, and it's like it's not that I'm racist. It's just that I don't care if people think I am racist, because I know I'm not. I'll let my actions speak for themselves. You know, I'll do whatever. I take people on an individual basis, like you should.
It's gonna be crazy for you to hear this. I am actually a white boy with blue eyes, right? Like, you know, if you look at me, I'm white. I've got Middle Eastern blood. But if you look at me, everyone's like, you're a white boy with blue eyes, right? I have actually, in the hood, been given the N-word pass. Legitimately. Like, okay, white boy, you could say the N-word. That's it, right?
I've gotten it too, actually.
But I never say it. Like, I just don't. I don't say the gamer word or anything. Unironic ANCAP. What's up, buddy? Hey, I love that guy,
dude.
man. $5 super chat. He said in. That's it.
Just N. Love you, dude.
Befire Bat threw another $25 super chat. Thank you, Nick. By the way, hasn't changed all day. It's like he was out all night with a chick, collected his clothes, and then the walk of shame right in to break the cycle. You're damn right he did.
Nah, I wanted to wear the same getup, dude. I had to. I'm gonna be doing this again. Like, I'm gonna be wearing this on other shows too. Like, this is gonna be a thing. It will. At least the Pit Vipers. You know that they make inserts for the Pit Vipers that they're like prescription lenses you could put out the back of them, and you could wear them, and they'll be glasses and Pit Vipers. So I'm gonna probably do that because I need glasses. Like, I can't see shit right now. I can't read any of these super chats, or I can't read the chat right now. I can make some letters out, but
if you guys want to understand why reeing just makes what you're reeing about like way bigger, the other day, right, when Nick Fuentes and the fucking the little manlets were walking through the mall, or I think it was a mall or something, right?
I think that's what it was.
And they're all wearing Pit Vipers, right? I've never in my life ever like thought about going and buying a pair of Pit Vipers, right? Like, and I grew up wearing like Macho Man Randy Savage glasses with the fucking MC Hammer pants and all that shit because I was born in the 80s, right? I've never thought about buying a pair of Pit Vipers, but this is what you do when you read. Okay, I watched that video and I was like, whatever, that's cool. Fucking let them have their fun, right? Like, what are they gonna do? And then Pit Viper came out and was like, we don't want to be associated with this shit and blah 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 blah. I immediately wanted to go and buy a pair of Pit Vipers. Like
Yeah,
immediately
right?
wanted to go buy a pair of Pit Vipers because it hurts your feelings so much. Like that's what you do when you're constantly like, you know what I mean? Like when you're constantly reading about shit, you make me want to go and buy that shit or be a part of that shit because it's so funny to see you like, I'm not a white nationalist. I'm never going to be a white nationalist. Like I'm obviously libertarian. I want to fucking, if I had the Murray Rothbard button, I'd push it today. Right. Like that's what I would do.
That's right.
And
the best part about it is we all, I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off there.
No, go ahead. No, you go.
Well, just like on accusations of racism, particularly whenever you're talking about Lew Rockwell, and I'm not the first person to address this, I won't be the last. People like Rockwell and people like us, we advocate for the end of things that would tremendously benefit minorities. We advocate for the end of the drug war. We advocate for the end of gun control laws, which disproportionately affect poor minorities as well. So I think our actions and our ideology speaks for it more than our trolling words or whatever that they see.
My trolling in this aspect is always to hurt progressive white people.
That's right. we say more racial things about white people than we ever have about any other race on, at least publicly on Twitter, right? It's always Mayo Monkey. It's always Yogurt Yeti. Well, we were just saying, I mean, I literally wore this because try to be less white. Like it's so silly. Another thing too, while I'm thinking about it, the outfit, they didn't understand what I was doing. For those, everybody in the chat definitely knows this, but there was this, I don't remember his name. I learned his name the other day, but I forgot it already. This guy was wearing a Burger King crown and a paisley colored face mask under his chin on an airplane with a pink shirt like this, a pink button down. And he hollered the N-word a bunch. So I just thought it would be funny to dress like that for Fakertarians and add my own personal touch by putting on the Pit Vipers because it's White Boy Summer.
Sure.
Pit Vipers and Chuck Beers on the show. So they didn't even understand. The English guy was like, "Are you wearing a Burger King cap?" And I was like, "Yes, I am."
He kept asking repeatedly. And I was just like, how do you not understand this, dude? How do you not understand this? Like, how do you not get it?
They didn't know what it was, but everybody, all my homies did. It wasn't for them. It was for my people.
Of course.
It was for us.
Will Fight dropped another $2.99 super chat. He said David Fight and Brianna Coyle are already going to the y'all.
Nice. Well, David Fight took a quote tweet of my because Will clipped my entrance where I put For Whom the Bell Tolls and Chug the Beer. He responded to that and said, "Okay, this is what do you say? Okay, this is awesome," or something like that. So he thought it was funny. Like, you can't not laugh at me. I'm too fucking funny, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Joni Ashley, that's your wife, bro. $5. Message retracted.
I don't know what that means, honey.
I don't know if the message actually got retracted. Oh.
Is it in the super chats?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
What the fuck could she have said?
I don't know.
See, you know how I'm racist.
Shit. Rogue Liberty Pod sent us English money. God damn it.
Shithole money.
No, just kidding. Hey, Rogue Liberty sent us £5, I think is what that is. The Fakertarians gang wouldn't look out of place in the Star Wars cantina scene.
I hear my wife over there saying she thinks she fucked up. I don't know what happened, but okay. I'll talk to her about it and figure it out.
That's all right. Unironic ANCAP 690. Do I have to call your guest Nig? Oh, or can I use the hard R? Oh, I almost did it. It doesn't matter. I don't know about the chat, how that works. J Darkness, $5. Thank you, sir. The inward pass is like a Visa or MasterCard, universally recognized but not accepted by all. Very true. The hood I grew up in is fine.
It got a bad reputation. And...
Yeah, the hood I grew up in is fine. Hoods I did not grow up in is not okay at all.
Rogue is saying I have a brilliant British accent. Thank you, Rogue. You know, in fact, it's actually kind of funny too. I've had like multiple people compliment the way that I speak, and I just never thought that would be a thing about me that people just liked and it jumped out to them, that they wanted to compliment me about my accent or the way that I speak or whatever. So publicly, thank you everybody who said that. So that's pretty sweet of you.
Unfettered Liberty, $2 super chat. I challenge Hudak to a wrestling match. Yes, let's make this happen. I'll bring the good cameras.
Almost got him on a running. Says, hey guys, if you like the video, dude, there's 100 and something people in here and only 69 nice likes. Hit a like on it, brother. Help us out.
Is there really 69 likes, dude?
Yeah, dude.
That's
well,
boss.
I mean,
that's boss shit.
Yeah, 69. That'd actually be pretty funny if it stayed at 69. Just that it'd be so appropriate for the stupid get up. Had you see the ratio on the
Dude,
Fakertarians video?
It's so bad. I've never seen a worse one in my life. They have like hundreds of thumbs downs and like 25 thumbs ups. They have like what 300 subscribers.
I don't even know if they have that many.
Like 130 something.
I think it's 150 something.
But the video's viewed like 1,500 times.
Yeah, it's tremendous.
He almost got me. You almost got me, Ancap. You fucking.
I'll get it right now.
Almost did it.
Crap.
It was very close. It was very close. I appreciate you though.
So
the 69 threw me off, and then I was like, I'm just gonna read this shit. I've been drinking. Almost did it, dude. Almost shut down my whole MySpace, my whole YouTube channel. Thanks,
MySpace.
Bro, I miss
MySpace
right now, every day. I miss
the
MySpace.
video has
we must return to tradition.
1,633 views and 134 dislikes and 12 likes. And Cole said every dislike is a like for Nick, which is true.
It's true. That really is a like for you.
That's true. It's what exactly.
I was there
what it
too,
is.
but that's cool. Whatever, bro.
Well, no, but you know what he means. I actually kind of wanted them to like the video because my name was attached to it, but everybody knows what's going on. You know, anybody that comes across the thing, they know what's up.
So here's the thing that people don't understand. When I had Carlin Borisenko on, who's like really hated by the Groypers and stuff,
Got a lot of dislikes on that one.
A lot of dislikes. It started off getting a lot of dislikes. But what they don't understand is that even thumbs down like kicks up your algorithm.
It's like a controversial video or whatever. Yeah.
So at first I was like, oh, these motherfuckers are disliking. This is my show, you assholes. And then I was like, oh no, that's all right. Go ahead, fucking thumbs down. I don't care. And Carlin, she's very controversial in the movement right now. So it was, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about her, but I was arguing with her in the comments. In the chat, I was going back and forth with her about something on. I don't even remember whose thing this was. I think I might have been in the Fakertarians with Jeremy Kaufman stream.
Sure.
And she blocked me on YouTube. I didn't know that was possible to block someone on YouTube, but she blocked me on YouTube because I couldn't see any of her comments anymore. And It turns out, yeah, you can block people on YouTube. So yeah, I was just being a dick in the chat there whenever I was there.
Yeah, I had to drop some people from that chat too, because they were saying some things that I didn't know if it was going to get my channel taken down or not. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to. So I had to pull out my phone and start modding the chat from my phone while I was doing the show, and I'm like, this sucks, dude.
And you have YouTube mods? You got to be able to do that, right? Have a mod?
Yeah, you can create. You
like
can
on
create,
Twitch.
Yep. Yeah, you can do that.
That may be something you ought to look into doing for that kind of thing, because hell, when you have something big like this, you're gonna have people in the chat that are not being cool.
Well, and so I have this like I bought this controller. I don't know. You remember that I got the controller here. This Stream Deck thing.
Little Stream Deck.
And for some reason, like I have like all these YouTube chats like programmed in here that I can do, and for some reason
that's how you do that. Okay.
Yeah, for the last couple of shows, for some reason, like when I push it just gives me the warning caution sign. So I'm gonna have to like go in there and like reprogram it all and figure out why. But I mean, I control the whole stream from this, like all my scenes, all the audio. Like I can put up the Lorenzotti and the Top Lobster and the executive producers and like all of my like shows coming up and the sound bites. I mean, everything is just programmed right into this, man. It's crazy.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's great. But for some reason the social media buttons like, and this isn't the first time it's happened. It just like starts fucking up. But anyways, I don't know. But yeah, I do need some moderators in the chat. We're getting pretty big, and it's a lot of fun, man. I don't know. But anyways, we fucked Fakertarians for dominance.
That was hilarious.
No homo.
And I had a great time.
Yeah.
I would go on again. I mean, I know I would actually go back to have an actual discussion where it's not just me being this person. I feel intellectually smash them.
That's you capitulating, though.
Maybe you could be right.
Yeah, I feel like you should never do that. I feel like you should tell them to get fucked.
Eat my entire ass and get fucked.
Eat my entire ass and get fucked. Like that's what you should be telling them. Yeah, in my very humble opinion, King.
We kind of did what we needed to do. Comedically and intellectually, I think we showed that they're humorless and they're very dumb. They're really not smart people. I mean, that's all.
Yeah, yeah. They're humorless. They're dumb. They have no ideological fortitude whatsoever.
Yeah.
They will switch their ideology to, placate whatever lefty bullshit they want to placate, and that's who they are, man. We did give them some serious content. We did. Both of us did.
Yeah, I don't even care about that. I don't even care that their video. I mean, I want them to get 1 million views on that thing so everybody can see what idiots they are. You know what I mean? Like I don't care what the video is already demonetized. They ain't gonna make any cash off of the thing. So
we gave them some serious content, and they showed us what serious content means to them. Nothing.
Sure.
Fucking nothing. So
well, I mean, I wouldn't call this like serious content, but I know what you're saying.
No, I mean there was times where like especially you and me too. I mean, where we got serious and said, okay, look, this is the deal, right? This is what's happening, and this is why you guys are doing this, and blah blah blah. And then by the end of it, what did it matter? They were still screeching fucking losers, dude. Right? I mean, that was it.
Dave Smith was a transphobe. That was
that was it for me. I was like, okay, we just had this serious part of this conversation, and now you're right back to Dave Smith's a transphobe and everybody's Holocaust deniers, and I was like, fuck you, right. I'm out of here.
That was the perfect like encapsulation of the entirety of their being and attitude.
Yep.
Just all the stuff we just destroyed them on, and then Dave Smith was a transphobe. That's pretty much all you need to know about him. So anyway, yeah, I'm glad you did jump on because it was fun they were saying you were scared of them and you were, like I said, I really think that they thought you were not a smart person. And it was just so funny to see them floundering at the definition of populism and all that, which was just hilarious.
Yeah, like, I've never been afraid of them. I just didn't want to give them the views. But once I saw Base King Nick on there, I was like, all right, I'm coming in for backup, buddy.
but not to take anything away from you, but it wasn't even that intellectual of an argument, and they still looked really, really stupid. Like that's just,
it didn't have to be.
That's where they're at. You know, that's where they're at. I keep saying the word intellectual, so I'm going to stop saying that. I'm going to say something else. They're not smart good. They're. I got to dumb myself down a little bit because I feel like I'm trying to say a lot of big words.
Yep. Well, shit, man, that was a good talk. An hour and 20 minutes. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Well, fucking Nick.
This episode's going to do numbers, brother.
Dude,
I'm on the rise. Me and all my friends. I want to shout out to everybody, dude.
Nick, tell everybody where.
Shout out to Unironic ANCAP, Will Fight. Shout out to Hoppy.org, Jared at End Democracy.
Top Lobster.
Shout out to Top Lobster for sure. You already know what it is.
Use BTC at checkout for a 10% discount, and at LawrenceAudio.coffee for 10% discount.
Shout out to Drew. I see you, buddy. What's up?
Dude, thank you. You guys are giving us super chats at the very end. We could keep going if you guys are going to keep super chatting. I mean, seriously, if you guys are going to keep super chatting, we could keep going. We could keep doing this.
Shout out to Drew for sure. Shout out to at Anarcho Toad, at Anarcho_Toad, who is sober and doing a kick-ass job improving his life by maintaining his sobriety. Love you, Toad.
Liberty Lockdown.
Clint. At Fat Comic Dave.
El Popo.
At El Popo. Shout out to Neocon Remover at Neocon Remover. Shout out to everybody, dude. Yeah. If I miss you, shout out to Ace. Shout out to Cotton. Shout out to Jay, the Slurp Gang boys. Shout out to the TLE boys. Everybody, I love you guys so much. And this would not have been possible without you guys. I asked for ends in the chat, and they were flooded with ends in the chat just to show them up. And I couldn't have done it without y'all. So thank everybody who participated. Thank everybody who follows me. I love you guys so much.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We got, dude, they're giving us a bunch of fucking super chats. God damn
go
it.
ahead with the super chats. I'm done.
We could keep going, dude. That's the problem. If you're going to keep super chatting, I'm not going to fucking take off. Cameron, $2.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. Drew Hancock. Drew Hancock's a king himself. He said,
king.
He sent a $20 super chat. He said 2 kings. Drew's a king, man. Drew's a fucking 20-year. He's not even old enough to drink at the bar yet. He's already king. Let's see. Cameron, $4.99. Do a WWE wrestler impersonation next time. I said that. We coming in with the chair.
I actually thought about, like, last minute, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I had, like, a big cheesy WWE style belt? But I didn't have time. I got the shirt last minute. I went Friday night I had to drive all the way to Savannah to get a shirt.
Sure. End Democracy sent a $5.69 super chat, $5.69. Love you, brother. Swamp Creatures Podcast, keep going. $5. Cerso, who's a channel member. Who is Swamp Creatures Podcast? You know who that is?
I feel like a dick, but by saying no, I know who they are. I've seen them on Twitter.
I think I follow them on YouTube and may have listened to some. Maybe that's something that I need to check out more. Cerso, $5 super chat. Hell to the king, baby. Yeah.
Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. Everybody is awesome, dude. This is awesome.
Yeah, this has been fun, dude. This has been one of the most fun shows I've done for sure. I've done some fun shows though. It's always fun having like Scott Horton and all these people on, but man, it's been more fun having Nick Ashley on. You know what I mean?
Killer.
How could you not be stoked to have the king on your show?
Oh god, I didn't think this. You know, it's actually funny, dude. I'm gonna say this now. I told Joni, my wife, when I first officially joined like the LP and first officially started my donation to the MC, I was like, they are not ready for me. No. They have no idea what's about to hit them. And it looks like I was pretty right about that. They still don't know what to make of me, and it's hilarious.
I agree, man. You're king. You're king. Man, I got to go to the bathroom so bad.
I think this is probably a good spot to end it, man. I don't want to call shots on your show, but we've gone for a while. We got a lot of super chats, made you a lot of money. Showed a lot of support for the boy here, Nick Ashley. Thank you guys so much. You can find me at Nick_individual on Twitter.
If you guys aren't following Nick on Twitter, you're really missing out, man.
I've probably gained 300 followers by now since last night. 300.
Oh, dude. Wait. Before we leave, we have to talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
Jason Booth, Fakertarians YouTube channel has 5,625 total views.
Holy shit.
1,655 of them are from you and I.
That's like a third. That's a third of their views.
And they've been doing this for like a year and a half, 2 years they've been doing their podcast.
Ooh, that's crazy, girl.
Could you imagine? I wonder what my YouTube views are at. Jason, how do you just look up the YouTube views like that of other people?
You just go to the person's channel and it's on one of the other tabs, like about or something. Like yours is, I can't read that number.
What is it?
64,000. It looks like just under 65,000 for you.
65,000. I started in March. Thank you guys, man. You guys fucking rule. I'm going to be honest with you. I love you guys. I have the best followers, man. Really
Dude, isn't this community just amazing?
My favorite.
And supportive and just lovely people.
Yep.
Like when Childeberg really cemented this for me, but I already knew. And I think Yal is going to do more to further this into my head, but this is just the greatest community you could be a part of. Everybody here is awesome. I mean, look at the support you're getting, the support folks like Eric July get, the support that Tom Woods get, the support that Dave gets, the support that the little guys like me get from the bigger guys like you and even Dave, like shouting us out publicly and privately. Yep. Like this community rules.
It's the best community in the world, man.
I can't wait I want to meet everybody that I possibly can and give you a big old hug. And I got a little special surprise planned for y'all. I think some of the people already know what's going on, but let's just say we're going to have a hell of a group photo for y'all.
Yep. This is my favorite community. I'm very proud to be a member of it. Oh, look at the individual shirt. You can buy that at Top Lobster.
Top Lobster for all the art.
TopLobster.com for all your wonderful graffiti. You can also buy this Joe Biden wear the fucking mask shirt that I'm wearing today.
Oh, that's cool. That's really harrowing.
Yeah. Man, I'm going to get all sentimental now that I'm drunk with this community, man. I love them all to death. So
they're amazing.
Yeah, guys, just make sure you hit that subscribe button before you take off and go to Nick's show too. He's the Individualist. It's actually really, it's a really cool show, but also Tower Power Hour, which Nick is
Tower Power Hour is the thing,
co-host of. And I think I'm going to make an appearance on Tower Power Hour on Tuesday. So
nice. That's right. We're going to be talking about this stuff again. And tomorrow night's, or I'm sorry, Tuesday night. Today's Sunday. Tuesday night's going to be a good time.
The whole community. And then
it's going to be all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey guys, man, I appreciate you. Nick, God damn it, you're a fucking legend, dude.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate you to death. Homies, I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow night for the show with famed Slants case lawyer Ron Coleman, where it will be a lot more serious than tonight. But I just want to tell you guys, thank you for hanging out with us on a Sunday afternoon, man, after church.
This means I love you, by the way. For those who don't know, this means I love you.
Yeah. Don't forget to break the cycle, guys. Later.
Due to legal reasons, I just have to explain. The lyrics of my last song may seem to contain a violent call to action in the verse and refrain, but I just meant it in Minecraft. The helicopter part was in reference to GTA 5 and the things you do. So any violence you commit, I am not an excuse, because I just meant it in Minecraft. Wood chipper is my friend and he's constantly cold. Accusations of incitement getting totally old. Make your own choices, yeah, you have control, because I just meant it in Minecraft. Obviously I would never advocate force, unless there's due process and a trial, of course. And if you're convicted, we will make you a corpse in Minecraft, just in Minecraft. Nothing I mean, you know it. No crowded theaters cause it closed for COVID. Holy shit, I think I'm a poet. In Minecraft, in Minecraft.